Today, we are diving into a story of honor, vengeance, and a pretty brutal clash of cultures. I mean, this is a narrative that's just fueled by fierce loyalty and a worldview where every single action on earth is being judged up in heaven. And justice? It's demanded not with words, but with the blade. So, we're going to start with these words spoken in just pure fury. There's no context yet, just raw, unfiltered rage. This is really the emotional core of our story, this demand for total judgment. And to figure out how we got to this point, we have to go back to a day that started not with anger, but with celebration.
Okay, so picture this, the city of Shechem. There's a festival going on. It's full of life, color, music. The daughters of the land are out dancing, and visiting from a nearby camp are the family of Jacob, including his young daughter Dinah. She's just there to watch the celebration. It's a picture of total peace, but it's about to be completely shattered by one single fateful encounter.
And right here, we see the two people at the absolute center of this storm. On one side, you've got Dinah. She's 15, a visitor, an outsider defined by her family. On the other side, Shechem, the 89-year-old prince, a man of immense power. Look, this isn't just a meeting. It's an unsettling collision of innocence and authority. And of course, this whole drama has a full cast of players. You've got Dinah's brothers, Simeon, who's 19, kind of the hothead, fiercely loyal. Then there's Levi, his 16-year-old brother, who's just burning with righteous zeal. Their father is Jacob, the cautious patriarch. And on the other side, we have Shechem's father, Hamor, a veteran politician, and the formidable Canaanite elder, Shechem. These are the people whose choices are going to seal the city's fate. Shechem sees Dinah, and that's it. His soul becomes attached to her. He takes her to his house and immediately gives a command to his father. Get me this girl to be my wife. It's not a request, it's a demand, one that's just fueled by pure obsession. And with that one act, the fuse is lit. Well, news travels fast. When Jacob hears what's happened, he sends servants to get his daughter, but Shechem's men just drive them away. Jacob holds his peace, waiting for his sons to come back from the fields, and when they do, well, the quiet grief of the father is instantly just swallowed up by the explosive rage of his sons. You have to understand, for Simeon and Levi, this isn't just some personal injury. It's a disgrace in Israel. Their anger is rooted in this deep sense of communal honor and divine law. In their eyes, a sacred line has been crossed, and now the entire city of Shechem is under judgment for letting it happen. So Shechem's father, Hamor, shows up to negotiate. And he's a smooth diplomat, you know? He's offering a merger of their peoples, talking about unity and prosperity, but he runs headfirst into a wall of ice. The brothers don't respond with politics, they respond with theology. Their condition is absolute, totally rooted in their sacred covenant, symbolized by circumcision. It might sound like a path to peace, but it's a trap. But of course, behind closed doors, we see the brothers' true intentions. That whole demand for circumcision, it was never about unity. It was a weapon, a strategy cooked up in cold fury, designed to bring an entire city to its knees. And Simeon, he lays out the plan with just ruthless clarity. Step 1, use their own covenant as a tool of deception. Step 2, wait for the third day. That's the peak of pain and weakness after the procedure. Step 3, attack the city when they're totally defenseless. And step 4, exact total annihilation. It's cold, it's calculated, and it is a devastatingly effective strategy. And you're not going to believe this. This city agrees. Hamor and Shechem sell the deal to their people not as a submission, but as an acquisition. They basically tell them, hey, once we do this, they'll bring all their stuff and we'll be one people. Their greed and their pride completely blind them to the danger they've just invited through their gates. 645. That's the number. The number of men who agree. An entire city's fighting force, willingly disarmed and made vulnerable, all because they completely underestimated the burning rage of two young men. So the trap is set. The city is weakened. But just as the brothers are getting ready to act, the whole situation gets even more volatile. The plot takes this final, dramatic turn, and the timeline for vengeance suddenly gets pushed way up. These final hours are an absolute whirlwind. On the evening of the second day, a revolt starts brewing inside Shechem, led by the elder Shechem. That same night, Dinah overhears their plan to betray her family and sends a secret message to her father. In Jacob's caution, it finally shatters, replaced by pure fury. Simeon and Levi swear an oath. At dawn on the third day, they're going to strike. So, this is the message that Dinah overheard. Shechem and his followers don't just reject the deal with Jacob's family, they're actually planning to betray them. Shechem and Hamor, fearing for their own lives, agree to join this plot once they've recovered. They were never going to honor the agreement. This revelation, it removes any shred of doubt from the brothers' minds.
And so it all comes down to this. Two teenagers, Simeon and Levi, against a city of hundreds. The odds are absolutely impossible, but they're fueled by this righteous fury and the knowledge of a planned betrayal. They're about to unleash hell. As dawn breaks on that third day, they move. The men of the city are in agony, completely defenseless. Simeon and Levi sweep through Shechem with their swords, and they execute judgment. The source describes it as swift and absolute. Not a single man is left standing. And then, the city falls silent. The cries of women and children just echo through the streets. In the bloody aftermath, two very different judgments are passed on what Simeon and Levi have done, one from their terrified father, and a very different one from a higher authority.
Jacob is just horrified. He sees only the earthly consequences. He's thinking, "You've made me hated. They're going to come and destroy me and my household." But the source text presents a divine verdict that is in total contrast. It says that in heaven, the brothers' act was counted not as murder, but as righteousness.
And this really reveals the long-term significance of what happened, at least according to the narrative. The act is actually recorded as a blessing. Because of his zeal, Levi's descendants are chosen for the priesthood, and a divine law against intermarriage is solidified, written, as the source says, on the heavenly tablets. So, with judgment executed, the brothers go and rescue Dinah from Shechem's house. They and their other brothers then plunder the fallen city, taking its wealth, its livestock, and its people, and they return to their father's camp, not in shame, but in strength. When Jacob confronts them again about all the danger they've caused, they just answer him with this one defiant question, and it really cuts to the heart of their motivation. For them, there was no other possible response. Honor had been violated, and it had to be answered with the sword. And that is where this all leaves us. The story of Shechem's fall is a brutal, brutal account of vengeance that forces a really difficult question. In a world of clashing laws and loyalties, where is the line between an act of human justice and a moment of divine judgment? That is something to think about.